Welcome to a very merry edition of LexLocal. I'm your host, Rick Dorrington. It's that time of year when Lexington twinkles a little brighter and holiday spirit fills the air. Today, we're unwrapping all things local. Lexington will be starting the new year with a new town manager. Steve Bartha took the job only a few short months ago and immediately got to work on the major projects in the town's pipeline. We had the chance to talk to Steve about some of the key issues facing Lexington going forward.
The high school clearly is the largest project on the horizon, probably the largest project this town is likely to tackle for at least the foreseeable future. And what's impressive coming in is the amount of engagement and dialogue that has happened. I think I heard in one of the previous board meetings there have been more than 200 public meetings to sort of gauge what people are looking for, where they are. The MSBA process is very prescribed, so the town has done a thoughtful job getting to the preferred design, and now the challenge will be to work with the MSBA and make sure the design is in keeping with the educational program and providing the best value to the community that we can. I mean, there's a well-documented need in Eastern Massachusetts for housing. The MBTA zoning law was an attempt to try to address needs that had gone unmet for many, many years, decades in this part of the state. Lexington was the first out of the gate. I think the step that they took is commendable. And I think the results are proving that there was pent-up demand for housing. I think that the rate of uptake has sort of exceeded what people thought out of the gate, so that'll be something that requires careful attention and planning moving forward. But in terms of the commitment to trying to create a diversity of housing, I think the town wanted to be a leader and is being a leader in that. And it'll come with challenges, but I think the community is well positioned to meet those. The 250th is barreling ahead and definitely thrown into the deep end on that. But as with most things in Lexington, the amount of planning that has gone into trying to ensure that there's a safe, entertaining, and memorable weekend is evident. We had a meeting last week with representatives from the Army who were talking about bringing in some unique programming this year. I don't want to spoil that for the spring, but we're talking to our neighboring communities, and we're working with MEMA to try to make sure that in addition to great entertainment, there will also be a safe set of events and a safe space for people to navigate.
The full interview with the town manager will be available on our YouTube channel and LexMedia on demand. Lexington residents, town officials, and transportation advocates came together to discuss the growing challenges facing public transit, including the MBTA's looming $700 million shortfall and years of service cuts. Hosted by the Transit Matters and Lexington's Transportation Services, the forum highlighted the town's shrinking transit options and the pressing need for state-level action. With concerns ranging from reduced bus routes to future population growth from the new housing developments, attendees called for better funding, reliable service, and creative solutions to boost accessibility and ridership. Terry Samaras has a report. Take a look.
The forum, called Beyond the Core, brought MBTA leaders, the state's Department of Transportation, and local residents into the conversation about declining public transit options and the MBTA's looming financial troubles.
The MBTA is going broke. It's been going broke for a very, very long time, but it's starting to get real, folks. Distribution of the day lowballs the number, as has been the case every single time this has happened for the last 25 years. That's the number that's solved for. If we lowball it again this time, we'll be right back doing this again in 3 years. And no offense, folks, I don't want to be here in 3 years talking to you. We have to kind of get our arms around this and stop sort of kicking the proverbial can down the road. And by the way, I've heard every governor for the last 3 governors tell me that the era of kicking the can down the road when it comes to the tea is over. One big can.
Lexington's transportation manager, Susan Barrett, says the town's public transit options have shrunk. Where once there were 4 bus routes, today there are only 2 limited services, and even those are underused.
Now, many of us in this room have been working on trying to build a better transportation network for many years, right? We've gotten together in many different groups, whether it be transportation advisory committees, regional coordinating councils, transit working groups, participating in regional planning association meetings, this transit study, that transit study, more studies upon transit studies, lots of different surveys. So there has to be a better way to do this, and planning is one of those things that we are going to talk about today.
Another concern raised, reliability. The MBTA is addressing long-standing slow zones that delay trains, but improvements take time and money. Meanwhile, cost remains a barrier for many commuters.
The goal of public transit is to move as many people as possible, not maximize revenue. It's not going to be changing my car from a hybrid to an electric. It's going to be putting people on buses and on trains by making it inexpensive, reliable, and frequent.
State and federal grants are helping the MBTA go greener, replacing diesel buses with electric ones. But officials say it's only part of the solution.
We have to address the structural problems with the MBTA financing system, and that's going to happen early in this upcoming session. There is no way that we get to our climate goals with 43% of emissions coming from transportation. We do not make our net zero goals by 2050 unless we overhaul transportation. There's no way we address our housing shortage. The access to housing is really stymied by the lack of access and transportation to all of the facilities that we want to build. So even though we have a wonderful housing bond bill that we've just passed, it's not going to be enough, and it can't do its work without the companion support of the transportation funding system.
The need for public transportation in Lexington is expected to increase as the town builds new condos and apartments to comply with the MBTA Communities Act, which requires the development of multifamily housing. The Collaborative Reform Group on Mental Health and Disability hosted an event featuring the LHS Turing Alliance at the Lexington Community Center to celebrate the unique strengths of neurodiversity. The session offered tips for neurotypical people to better engage with the neurodiverse community and concluded with a thoughtful discussion on understanding neurodivergent individuals' experiences in Lexington Public Schools and the wider community. Here are some clips from the event. Take a look.
Welcome everybody to our discussion on neurodiversity. Tonight we will talk about neurodiversity, what it means and what it doesn't mean. To many people, neurodiversity refers to a disorder, something that needs to be fixed, somehow not normal. This evening, we are going to challenge that illness model and talk about being neurodiverse affirming instead. This means that we can define neurodivergent conditions to be normal, natural conditions or variations in the human condition. This is a change from the medical model, where medical pathology needs something to be cured. Indeed, neurodiversity is seen as an integral part of the person, and attempts to cure it are actually detrimental to mental health.
Neurodiversity is a wide range and mix of different ways in which brains can function. It is a property of a population that everybody's brain is unique and different, and they can vary to different degrees. So this does not just include ADHD or autism.
So there are many different types of presentations of neurodivergence. Oftentimes, neurodivergent people are over or unresponsive to sensory stimuli. Things like smells, taste, sounds, visual environment, and textures can all be experienced differently by neurodivergent people. Neurodivergent people sometimes have a difficult time self-regulating, which is the process by which we can recognize and control our emotions and behaviors. Their regulation is often linked to their stimulation, which means that when someone is over or understimulated, self-regulating becomes a lot more difficult.
So masking is the intentional hiding of neurodivergent traits in order to seem neurotypical, but it can have many detrimental effects. It is both exhausting mentally and physically because it can cause some neurodivergent people to lose sense of identity as they are unable to tell which traits are theirs and which ones have been forced upon them. Neurodivergent people often communicate emotions and intentions differently than neurotypical people. This includes things like more direct language, less variation in tone of voice, different facial expressions than what's expected, and different patterns of conversation. Because a lot of people who aren't aware of these communication differences, neurodivergent people are often seen as rude or socially inept because they communicate differently. Instead of expecting neurodivergent people to mask and act neurotypical in social settings, try to understand how they express empathy and emotions. State things directly instead of expecting them to read between the lines. Include them in conversation. Don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions.
So we have a QR code that you can scan with resources, club information, and the Q&A form.
And that is the end of the presentation, but we are happy to take any questions that you all have for these awesome students.
We'll be right back with some happenings around town and holiday treats, so stay tuned. 3 days before the Boston Tea Party in 1773, Lexington residents made their stance clear. No more British tea. Each year, the town reenacts this fiery protest with a day of tea history featuring colonial characters and, of course, ceremonial tea burning. Here are some scenes from that event. Huzzah!
Ladies and gentlemen, citizens, patriots, greetings! I'm Craig Sandler, the president of the Lexington Historical Society, and on behalf of the Historical Society, welcome to our historic celebration today. As we warm ourselves around the fire, we invite you to journey back 251 years ago for a little known but pivotal event in Lexington history, the burning of the tea. It was held December 13th, 1773. Each of you will be invited to take part in this protest against the oppressive policies of Parliament and King George. Woo! That's better. Well done. You're not mere bystanders today. You're citizens of Lexington, citizens of New England, and we call on you to make your feelings known. Let King George himself and his ministers in Parliament hear our voices today. It is December of 1773, and trouble is brewing in a teacup. Parliament has passed a law making it easy for the East India Company to sell tea in America at bargain prices, but also demanding that a tax be paid on that tea before it can be landed. Does that make you angry? Yeah. And now, the hour of crisis is upon us. Have you heard the news? What news? 3 ships loaded with tea have landed in Boston, where patriots refuse to let them unload. Will Lexington stand silent while the people of Boston stand fast in resistance to tyranny? And so it is that on December 13th, 1773, we citizens of Lexington are gathered in a town meeting to consider Lexington's response to the tea crisis in Boston. A committee has prepared a resolution drafted by Reverend Jonas Clark. Shall we hear from Reverend Clark the contents of this? Let's have it, Reverend Clark.
Greetings, fellow countrymen, and may the Lord our God, gracious and good, add his blessing to our gathering. That, and hear me well, that if any head of a family in this town, or any person shall purchase or consume such tea, such person shall be looked upon as an enemy of this town, enemy of our country.
Right. Hear the Reverend.
And shall by this town be treated with neglect and contempt.
Only just.
That, with gratitude to our brethren in Boston, we are ready and resolved to concur with them in every rational measure that may be necessary for the preservation of our rights and liberties as Englishmen and Christians. And we trust in God that should the state of our affairs require, we shall be ready to sacrifice our estates and everything dear in life, yea, and life itself, in support of the common cause.
Just so, huzzah! You have heard the resolution. What say you? All in favor of passing, say aye. All opposed? good thing. Let us therefore have 3 cheers. Huzzah! 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 The resolution passes, and to show our hearts are truly behind it, let us gather up all the tea in town and consign it to the flames. Let us bring forth the tea from every cupboard and cozy. Please join us in burning the tea now. Throw some on the fire and show that you are ready to stand up for your rights. It's not the amount of the tax, it's the principle. Does Parliament have your permission to levy taxes on us? No! Are you prepared to let government ministers in London enslave you and your family? Come forward and show that you are not an enemy of this town or this country. The patriotic conduct of the town of Lexington is a matter truly worthy of the notice and imitation of every town in this province, whose members are well-wishers of the cause of liberty. It is therefore recommended to every inhabitant who is a friend to his country to collect every atom of this poisonous herb and sacrifice it to the flames.
Thankfully, we can drink British tea again, because it is what pairs best with knitting and crocheting. In this month's Chamber Spotlight, we unspooled the story of Lexington's new yarn store, Knit, Tuck, and Purl. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Martha Savini with the Lexington Chamber of Commerce. For this month's Chamber Spotlight, I'm sitting with Lori Williamson of Knit, Tuck, and Purl, which recently opened at 1719 Mass Ave in Lexington Center. Thanks for being here today.
I wanted to create something where it was a curated collection of fibers that were different than what others had. So we have a lot of, we call them indie dyers, and they are folks that hand dye the yarn. Okay. Yeah, which is really, it's a fascinating craft. Coming in and actually feeling the yarn and experiencing, you know, the different colors in person, it just makes a huge, huge difference than buying it online. Because actually when you buy it online and it arrives, sometimes you're like, wait a minute, it wasn't supposed to be that. I thought it was a different color, you know? Right. So you don't always get that accurate color, but it's just, you get so inspired by seeing the different yarns displayed. You also get really inspired by just the community of people that are in here buying, you know, and trying to figure out what am I going to use to do this pattern, or, you know, things like that. One woman said to me, it's sort of like when you go to the bookstore or the library. It's all of a sudden the world goes away and you're just focused on buying that just right book. And she said she had that same feeling here. It's just such a good therapeutic place to be. And that's what we want to be.
Be sure to check out the full Lexington Chamber Spotlight coming soon on our YouTube. We are introducing a new feature on our show today, the Minuteman High School Minute. Our co-op student, Allison Russell, will be bringing us a look into the various departments at the Minuteman Technical High School, starting with the Mass Media Department.
Hello, my name is Jack Lilburn. I am one of the 2 multimedia engineering instructors here at Minuteman High School. Our department teaches kids how to either tell stories or communicate ideas through media, film and TV production, visual effects, music, things of the like. How can you communicate something using these mediums?
I'm Rachel Brugman, and I am the multimedia engineering instructor for freshmen and sophomores. Today we did the morning announcements, which is something that we do every week. It's a 3-camera shoot that we run from the control room. Because kids get some experience doing this in the classroom, they feel a lot more comfortable when they get to do it in the real world. It's not such a scary experience. It's more of a comfortable thing that they've done plenty of times. So it makes it really a natural fit for when they go right into the workforce.
In my shop, multimedia, people want to go straight into the industry and get kind of that head start. And so that's what Minuteman is really good for, is that they teach you how to be active in the industry, how to network, how to meet people. And like In a lot of cases, the people that we meet here, we're gonna end up working with in the future. We have that kind of foot in the door, getting to work with them and getting to share your creative ideas and build off of other people's ideas. And it's just like a really great creative community where you learn so much.
Ooh, that's a wrap. Yes! Good job. Good job, guys.
Obviously, we here at LexMedia are fans of the program, and it's not that easy to get into either. Only 16 students are accepted into the Mass Media Engineering program each year. Cocoa, carols, and holiday lights are up next. Stay with us. Tis the season for giving and singing. Pilgrim Church once again held its Carols and Cocoa for a Cause during its annual Mitten Tree Sunday event. Attendees reveled, steaming cocoa in hand while decorating the tree with hats, scarves, gloves, and mittens to be given to the East End House in Cambridge. Take a look.
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is Carols and Cocoa for a Cause. We decided to do this a few years ago as an extension of our Mitten Tree Sunday. We wanted to be able to be outside with our neighbors and friends for a joyful celebration. We're going to gather around the tree and we are going to decorate the tree with the mittens, hats, scarves, and gloves that you have brought. And we're going to sing.
Laughing all the way, ha ha ha, bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
East End House has been strengthening communities in Cambridge for about 150 years now. And they help under-resourced families overcome economic disadvantages. The Mitten Tree has been part of Pilgrim Church from the very early days, almost more than 50 years now, I think. And thank you for coming and thank you for helping.
The holiday spirit glowed during the town's annual Light Up Lexington event. Hundreds gathered in Depot Square to see the tree be lit up, and a very special, very jolly guest even made an appearance to help out with the proceedings.
Hi, welcome to Lexington's 2024 annual holiday lighting. It's an amazing evening with a lot of surprises. We are ecstatic. Santa made it. He made it this year in a police car, but he made it.
I think I hear someone coming. Well, he's on his way. I just want to, on behalf of the select board, thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is a beautiful event, very festive evening. I don't think we've seen this many people in many years. This is wonderful.
Lexington is my favorite town. And do you know why that is?
Why?
It is because Lexington has so much magic.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, the magic is still in Lexington.
the kids are so excited. I think we had about 200 people out tonight to watch the tree get lit in Lexington Center. We had candy canes, light up reindeer ears, got pictures of Santa over here. Everyone is having so much fun, and it was a beautiful night for Lexington Center. We had high school graduate Courtney Campbell as our musical performer, and then the Lexington Youth Commission volunteered, and they were here. It was an amazing night for Lexington Center and the Retailers Association. If you like how Lexington looks over the holiday season, we got the beautiful snowflakes to start. We have big plans for next season, and actually we want to say thank you to the residents and businesses, because you're the ones that raise the funds for this. So if you would like to donate, please visit lightinguplexington.com.
With a holiday celebration like that, Lexington is sure to stay on the nice list. And finally, we have holiday greetings from our friends and neighbors in town. Enjoy. And from all of us here at LexMedia, happy holidays. We'll see you next year.
Merry Christmas, LexMedia!
Hey, this is Alex over at Berman's in East Lexington. Come on by, we're here all the time, every day except Christmas. We have all your wines, your spirits, your craft beer, your gifts, whatever you need, we got you. Hopefully we'll see you.
How you doing, everyone? Happy holidays from Nick's Place up in Lexington. Have a great holiday and great prosperous New Year.
Hey, happy holidays from the Wilson Farm. Jeffrey?
And don't forget, we're open till 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve, so come on down and get your tree. It's the freshest.
Happy holidays from Maxima Book Center. Stop by for all of your holiday gift-giving needs.
Our holiday hours are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
William Ravis Real Estate is wishing everyone in Lexington happy holidays. Happy holidays!
Happy holidays from everybody here at Michelson Shoes.
And remember, we're open December 17th to 23rd till 8 o'clock at night, and we have plenty of great gifts for the whole family.
Happy holidays from my friends. Come and get fresh French products and the Bushnell for your holidays.
Thank you, Alan, and we wish you a happy holiday to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Jim from Battle Road Bikes. Whether or not you bought a bike from us this season, I just want to say thanks. We hope you have a happy holidays.
How's it going? This is Brendan from Battle Road Bikes. Just wanted to say happy holidays to you and your family, and hope you have a great one. Thanks again from Battle Road Bikes.
Happy holidays.
Happy
from
holidays,
Crafty
everyone.
Yankee.
Hope to see you soon. And
Lots of great gifts. And we have a holiday giving tree this season as well that helps with the Minuteman Senior Services. So stop by and check it out.
From all your friends at Wicked Bagel, happy holidays.
Hi everybody, this is La Flamme Barbershop. Happy holiday. Make sure you show up before the holiday. I see you.
Happy holidays from Mixtapa.
Hi, happy holiday from the Effort Bike.
Hi everybody, this is Ronnie from Jackson's Kitchen in Lexington, wishing everybody a safe and happy holiday season.
Happy holidays from the Music Emporium.
Thank you, LexMedia. Merry Christmas.